Joyma, welcome to Trinoyani. Today, when I start this video, I'm starting this video with a very heavy heart. While my Sanatani brothers and sisters face the brunt of extremist elements for their peaceful faith in Bangladesh. Being a firm believer of Sanatan traditions, I believe this is nothing but the much needed ground for the appearance of the great Kalki, the final avatars of Sri Vishnu. Bangladesh, as we know it, was born on the 26th of March 1971, having the influence of both Saturn and Moon, which doesn't really make a very good combination. We all know how that independence war happened with the help of India. So I'm not going to get into the details of that history. We all know about it. So I was particularly concerned for the religious minorities there, the Hindus specifically, who are actually very much at the center of all the tension at this point in time. So I was quite worried and quite disturbed from inside. So I sat down with my tools and I started making readings regarding that. So what I found is the religious minorities, specifically the Sanatanis in the Bangladesh, are going through a transformative journey. This whatever they're going through, this is basically a transformative journey for them. After 1971, this has been probably the toughest challenge that they have faced. Many of them have not been on the path of real truth that our scriptures talk about. Deviation from their own path when it comes to practices, and now their illusions about themselves and their environment is breaking, and it's giving rise to new visions and new ideas under pressure. So some forward movement is seen among them, but with days going by, it'll be stronger. Like the rise of awareness will be stronger among the minorities for their rights, and there will be a significant space for pushback, which I think they must use for their advantage in order to survive these atrocities. This is basically a reset that brings them back to their roots. So that's about it. Many people have been talking about a civil war happening in Bangladesh. I have not found anything like that. So basically, civil war is basically out of the question at this point in time. I'm not going to say it is never going to happen. If the circumstances do come and the things do reflect, the situations do reflect that kind of a situation, then definitely there can be a civil war. But at this point in time, as of in 2025, at least in the first half, there is no chance of internal conflicts or any kind of civil war happening in Bangladesh, and as a result of that, the whole thing is being spilled over to India. That's not going to happen. That is literally out of the question. So I was really curious about what the common people of Bangladesh were thinking about. What was their thought process? So I found something very shocking. To be honest, sentiments of the general public of Bangladesh is actually, how can I get out of this place, of this mess, of this country? None of them are being allowed to escape to other places to have a better life. And basically, while staying in the rubble, it's bound to get to you. Like the negativities are bound to get to you. And my advice would be to not get involved in any kind of negativity. Always stay in the positive state, positive state of mind, and maintain the harmony as you are doing right now. Some of the people, the common people, are maintaining harmony as well. But if they stay on the positive side of things and they don't join those extremists who are trying to do wrong to the minority Hindus, then Mother Earth is definitely going to reward them manifold. So that's an advice for the common people of Bangladesh. Now we are going to talk about somebody who has been in the news for a very long time. Like this man's name is Chinmay Krishna Das Prabhu. So he's a monk basically. So let us first understand who this Chinmay Krishna Das Prabhu is. So before we talk about Chinmay Krishna Das, we must know who he is, right? And what's the first about him. So he's a former ISKCON monk in Bangladesh who has actively worked for the Bangladeshi Sanatan Dharmis and has actively organized rallies in favor of the rights of Sanatani brothers and sisters there, and has actively spoken up against selective genocide of Hindus in the country. That has brought him in the focus of some extremist elements there, and somehow, for some odd reason, I really can't explain why, but for some odd reason, the government there didn't find the courage to stand with the truth and denied him justice. So that's about it. That's the gist of the whole thing. So I was little worried about this man since he has been giving leadership from front. I was a little worried what is going to happen, because he is still in the jail, right? So he was actually looking for a bail. I'm sure many of you who are actually very much into geopolitics and all, you are very much aware of this news, what happened at the background. So I'm not getting into the details of it. So my point is, I was actually very worried for this man. So I sat down with my tools, naturally, what I do. So I was looking into the whole thing. So what I found is, at this point in time, definitely he is feeling trapped, with that we all know. And basically there is no news going in or coming out from the place where he is. But by the grace of Mother Nature, he will come out of his captivity. That is for sure. That is something very encouraging that I saw this morning. And most importantly, he must keep his mind fully concentrated towards Krishna, to find strength and determination, as a possibility is there that he might have to plead for himself in a court ruling in the coming days. Like he might not get any kind of legal aid from any corner. So it can be a possibility. I'm not saying that this is going to be it, but there is a very strong possibility that he might have to move for himself, or with the help of some other power external to Bangladesh. And from that end, he's going to get that legal help, and he's going to come out. So he must align himself with the ebb and flow that life is going to provide him soon. There is going to be a lot of ups and downs in his journey in this place, and he has to just flow with it. And after his release, there will be a sharp rise in his popularity. It will be a huge popularity drive, right? So there will be a lot of people who will be very happy to see him outside and free, and he will be an inspiration for, and also a face for, the oppressed and deprived minorities of Bangladesh. So that is something that I saw this is going to happen. And I was actually going through the timeline when this can happen, that he can come out. Like I don't see him coming out very soon, as far as today's reading is concerned. But yes, there is a very strong chance that between 14th May to 20th May 2025, he might come out of his captivity, and he'll be a free man. He'll walk out free, and they won't be able to stop him. So that's something like that. After that, I was actually particularly concerned regarding the question that whether there will be any kind of conflict with India. At this point in time, there is no such indication of it. So I can at least tell you that at least up till the first half of 2025, there is no chance of any kind of conflict with Bangladesh. So that's about it. I was particularly interested in the status of the interim government. The problem with the interim government over here is, energetically speaking, I'm no political person. I can only talk about energies. The energy of this government, the people who are actually in the leadership of this government, these people have actually reaped benefits from predecessors and the sacrifice of their ancestors, right? they right now, whatever is going on in their country, inside their country, this is, you can say, it is a honeymoon period for the country right now, for the interim government right now, not the country. That's a wrong thing to say, but for the government at this point in time, this is actually a honeymoon period. They are actually enjoying the fruits of their predecessors. Now, a strong foundation is there. uh, Foundation is there, so that is what they're actually reaping the benefits of. So this honeymoon period won't last for long, and if the relationships with other governments specifically so created don't have a strong foundation and only based on passionate coexistence, and you people know which specific country am I talking about that they are trying to coexist with on a passionate level. So you can very well understand. I'm not going to take the name of that country, but I'm sure there are very smart people who are watching this video, so you can figure it out. But when this passionate coexistence basically is going to not give them results and it is going to fall apart, things are going to be very very negative that time. If the interim government wants to prolong their rule and better the conditions in the country, they must respect and honor their ancestors and predecessors for the contribution they made. Otherwise, they'll keep facing troubles. Like, somebody might ask, what do you mean by giving respect to their predecessors? Just go and just put on a diya for for the departed souls. That would also do, but they are not doing it. They are denying the many statements are coming from inside the country that they are denying the contribution of their predecessors and their ancestors. So they are facing the brunt. Nature has got its own way of doing things, right? So that's the same. So I was particularly concerned about the relation with India, and if Bangladesh focuses on their internal matter and tries to stabilize the matters, it's going to be automatically creating an atmosphere for sustainable relationship between the two nations. But that is going to be a far cry unless there is an intervention by the divine. So there are some negatives there. Yes, I'm not saying everything is going to be near perfect, but yes, there are going to be some good points here as well. If they go by what they are trying to do, they're mostly going to land into trouble. But if they go by the rules of nature, I'm sure they'll be able to find a positive outcome. So that's about it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do let me know in the comments down below how was this video, and if you have got any suggestions further, let me know that. Thank you.